It's hard to believe this is happening in America, but it is.
This video is brought to you by Extreme Tees. Click on the link below. Make sure you put Kevin in the promo code and you'll get a 20% discount. Here's some food for thought. Literally, would you have enough food to eat if something bad happens and the system breaks down? Do you have enough food stored up to get through the next disaster? Well, if not, you better use some of that stimulus money right now to stock up on long-term storage food from My Patriot Supply. Their food stays fresh up to 25 years, so it's ready whenever you need it. And right now, you can save $50 off of their 4-week kit of delicious emergency food that supplies over 2,000 plus calories a day. And we all know the calories give you energy to survive. That's right, man. I'm not up here looking big for nothing. And saving $50 is almost impossible to pass up. But supplies are limited. So if you order by 3 p.m., your order will be shipped the same day. Go to preparewithkevinscorner.com and get the emergency food that you need before the next emergency takes place. That is preparewithkevinscorner.com. And someday, maybe soon, you'll be glad you did. Now, let's get back to the video. What's going on, America? Kevin from Kevin's Corner, where I try to make sense out of nonsense. And by now, y'all may have heard that Alexandria Cortez, aka Bubblehead number one, Bubble One, she got a little offended the other day, I assume, because she had the nerve to jump her butt on somebody's program to do an interview about foreign affairs. Now, you know, any person with common sense, a little observation, who have listened to her more than 5 minutes can tell that she's just nothing but a young girl who was stuck in there for a purpose. She does not bring anything to the table when it comes down to intelligence, productivity, her own district. In fact, I think she was ranked in some of the lowest folks in Congress in regards to productivity. But she is up at the top when it comes down to running that motor mouth. That's right. So here she is getting on somebody's show and had the nerve to expose that she's a what? Head. Nothing but bubbles came out. And this man had the nerve to ask her a serious question about Israel and Palestine. Now, we all know when she first came on the scene, she was out there, running her mouth about that, And the lady asked her some questions. Well, I don't, say that I'm an expert. And why are you talking about it then? Why are you trying to throw out rhetoric that you don't know anything about? Maybe humble yourself and say, you know what, honestly, let me do a little research. Let me come up with something. Because right now, I'm ignorant about this. But no, not her. She just jumped in. So, Tucker had the nerve to talk about it on his show. I was checking it out. And I'm listening to his opinion on it. And apparently, even some liberal dude who's an activist, he says something about it as well. So let's check that out real quick.
It went on like this. We could play the whole thing, but you get the idea. Centering people's humanity, protecting people's rights, blah, 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 blah. It was vapor. Now, if you were her mom or her college roommate or a close friend, you might give her a pass for what you just thought. It's pretty brave of her to weigh in on a subject she knows nothing about, you might think to yourself. That's the charitable view of that video. But if you were a sincere progressive and you were watching from home hoping to be led by a leader, you would be deeply disappointed by that performance. That was Ryan Wentz's reaction. Wentz is a man of the left. He's an anti-war activist in California. He watched and he wasn't impressed, and he said so. On Twitter, Wentz wrote this, quote, "Her response was incredibly underwhelming, to say the least," end quote. That's what he wrote. A week later, the police showed up at his house.
So now, this guy made these comments about Bubble One, and somehow the police showed up, and now they're questioning this liberal guy. Now, maybe one day these liberals will wake up and realize what's good for the goose is good for the gander. Because when you disagree, you get thrown in the same category as who? Us. What are we? White nationalists? Let me think what else. We are white supremacists. If you're black, you're a sellout. Your Uncle Tom, lonesome. If you're white, you might get thrown in, with the KKK and God knows what else. So now this guy, he's under the same type of investigation as some of the people that they're calling domestic terrorists. But anyway, I say, you know what? Maybe I shouldn't judge her. I should go ahead and watch a larger part of her interview on that show and see if I can make sense out of all these bubbles coming out of her mouth. So here goes, guys. Cover me. I'm going in.
And today, hailing from the 14th Congressional District in the Bronx and in Queens, we welcome Representative Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez.
Now, right off grip, as this guy is reading down her resume, I'm thinking to myself, she's a politician for nothing. She ain't done nothing since she got in there except for complain and post a lot of videos and stir up a lot of controversy and make herself look more ridiculous. But nonetheless, I have to also say, who are the folks that voted her in? I need to take a special trip up to the district in their District 14 to observe these folks who actually voted her in. I'm telling you right now, they are a rare species. To vote someone in this dense, you have to be denser. See, denseness, kind of get funneled downwards. You can't get a dense person here without denser people voting that dense person in. So these have to be rare phenomenons. I need to go up in there like a tourist observing rare creatures. Okay, today we're looking for people who are dense enough to vote in AOC, otherwise known as Bubble One, Alexandria Cortez. Now, we don't want to get too close to her because she's a angry little bugger. She's known to lash out when observed. Now, we are looking at some of the people who actually voted for this woman. We're going to observe them in their natural habitat. Now, we don't want to get too close because if they're dense enough to vote her in, they could be dangerous. We don't want to be sprayed with that denseness because then we might walk away with bubbleheads too. Now, if I don't make it back, tell everyone it's not for me. It is for the public. God bless you and God bless America. That's what I feel like doing. Going up there and finding the rare creatures that consciously went in and voted for this woman. But with no further ado, let's get into the substance of what she's talking about. I'm sure it's going to be very clear, well thought out, so we can understand why the cops felt they need to go and question the young man who disagreed with this woman's opinion. Maybe he's way off the mark. So let's see. Here we go.
Thank you for having me.
The mainstream Jewish community supports the establishment of two states for two peoples as the most sustainable and achievable means of providing justice as well as human and democratic rights. Both the Jewish people and the Palestinian people have a right to self-determination. So what actions do you think can be taken to support movements towards peace, both between Israelis and Palestinians, as well as within the entire region, such as the Abraham Accords?
Okay, here we go.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, earlier just now, you and I were talking about the what and the how.
Yes.
And I think that when we talk about establishing peace, centering people's humanities, protecting people's rights, it's not just about the what and the end goal, which often gets a lot of focus. But I actually think it's much more about the how.
Okay. Now, wait a minute now. See, I'm pretty clever. Okay, now she's stringing together a whole bunch of gibberish, a whole bunch of words. Now we're talking about the what and the how and the where and the who and the why. I'm seeing all these things floating around in my head. And I could also see those things just floating around in hers, and she don't know where to put them together. She's hoping they all fall in place. She's got us caught up on the what, the where, the who, the what, and how, and all that stuff. Get to the substance, man. Right now, I'm expecting this supposed government leader to break this mess down. And by the end of this little conversation, I should have a clear understanding of what she's talking about and some good ideas to solve the problem. Okay? Well thought out. So now we know about the what and the how, and what's more important, I guess, it is the how. So I'm looking forward to hearing about how do you deal with this. So here we go. Because right now I want to stop her and get her back on track. So here we go.
And the way that we are coming together and how we interpret that what and how we act in the actions that we take to get to that what. And so what this really is about is that it's a question more than anything else about process. And so we really need to make sure that that we are valuing a process where all parties are respected and have, you know, a lot of equal opportunity to really make sure.
Okay. We got the how, we got the what. We don't know how to do it. We don't know what we're trying to do. All we know is just the process to get the how and the what and the where and the who and the why. So now she's talking about a process, and I'm starting to lose it right now. If I was sitting there listening to her, my ADHD would kick in, and I'd just be like, I wonder what we eating the day after work. I tell you what, I got to put together a grocery list. Remember that time when I was 7 and I was outside playing in the backyard, and my mama said, boy, get your buddy so we can go shopping. Oh yeah, we're back to the how, the what, the who, the when. Now, here she is talking about how we get her. Now, see, this is how you become a raggedy politician. You got to look deep. You got to look like you're intense and you really care. You got to sell all of this by going, see, it's about feelings. It's about honoring everyone's feelings and making sure everyone feels like they're included. And how you get there is very important. We have to be considerate of people and all the way that they... Now, all of that stuff, you sit back and walk away thinking, wow, that was very inspirational, but I know nothing. In fact, I know less than when I walked in here. This woman made me lose brain cells trying to figure out nothing. She is using words for nothing. She is just saying words fall out. Let me get through these couple minutes here because I'm way in over my head. They didn't tell me this when they stuck me in this position. They told me I just got to look cute, get on TV, complain, whine, be an activist. But they didn't tell me I was going to have to do stuff. So now we're trying to figure out this process she's talking about because, see, as an intelligent person, if I'm sitting there listening to her, my question would be like, stop. We understand all that. That sounds good on the surface. Now tell me, what are the steps that you're talking about in this process? A, B, C, D. Give me a presentation. But here we go. Here's our presentation.
Sure that we are negotiating good faith, etc. That being said, you know, I think that there's just this one central issue of settlements, because if the what that has been decided on is to state, then the action of settlements it's not the how to get to that what. And so, you know, I think that's
now we just went round and round the mulberry bush. So we talking about settlements? We talking about like a payout? Or we talking about where you gonna live? Huh? What are you talking about? And now she's talking about, so we talking about the settlements, but now we're talking about the how, the what, and how to get to the settlements and where you got to go to land it and how it's gonna all work out. Now, if you can get to the how and the what, then you then will relieve all of the pressure of the ambiguities that I feel never justifies the prestations of the polarities. Now, as I undish myself, I really think that the diarrhea that flows through the evangelist glands can oftentimes protrude the prostate, which could lead in a breakup or an anomalous event that occurs within the estrangular, or should I say the jugular veinage that springs out of the ultratronic flipper tripper peanut butter fibrillator stimulator. Word. Unpack that. That's exactly what she's doing. She's getting up there saying, let's use a whole bunch of words, go around that mulberry bush, lose you, and make you think what I'm saying is meaningful because I'm doing a whole bunch of feelings and thoughts and hand movements and leaning in, looking like I'm intense. That must mean whatever I'm saying makes sense, not even to me. But that's not the important part. It's supposed to just pretend it made sense to you, who got a bigger bubble head than me. Because if your head wasn't as big as a globe filled with air, I wouldn't even be in power. Let's finish.
A central thing that we need to make sure that we center and that we value Jewish and rather we value Israeli. We value the safety.
Hit that alarm button. Somebody need to be pulling a parachute right there. So here she goes, right into the Joe Biden moment. Give me my notes, because I don't even know what countries we talking about. All right, we have to value the, all right, wait, let me go back a step. The center. You got to get to the center. This, now when you want that center, you got to value the Vikings, the Nordics. Wait, hold on. What country are we talking about again? All right, the Aborigines, wait, yeah, the Jews. Wait, should I call them Jews? No, okay. Israelis? Okay, is that good? Okay, that's better. And the Pakistanians? No, wait, the Philistines. Oh, wait, Palestinians. The Hittites? No? Okay, that was all right? Okay, so the Palestinians. Now, she's off script. Right now, she right there is starting to break down and get exposed to criticism. Now, wait a minute. I thought she was a big girl. How are you going to be a big girl and a little baby at the same time? See, how are you going to want to stomp with the big dogs, run with the herd, and soon as the herd starts leaving you behind, you accuse them of discriminating against you and picking on you because you can't keep up. You want to be a person that is important, but don't want the criticism that comes along with that. You don't want to educate yourself to be able to give a decent response that makes sense. And when folks criticize or, say something that exposes that, her go-to is leave me alone. I'm going to go to I'm a Victim Identity Politics 101, which is 1, I'm a woman of color. 2, I'm a woman. Okay? That's why you shouldn't be saying stuff about my dumbness and my bubblehead. And now we're seeing another dynamic be entered, which, as Tucker talked about, ever since the situation that took place at the Capitol, the government, or should I say this regime, have been using that as a springboard to dive deeper and deeper into folks who don't have this liberal mentality. They disagree with some of these liberal agenda and politicians. Therefore, because of that, we're going to come up with our personal definition of extremism, and that will give us access to investigate and snoop around and ask you some questions. Not to mention, I feel like I can do that at this point because I'm not giving you a clear understanding or definition to what extremism is. We're going to make that mess up as we go. And we're going to use that as a tool to silence all of our opposition or criticism, regardless of who is criticizing us. As I said before, they use all of these minorities and small groups to block opposition, block debate. But if you get real, they only use folks that agree with them. All of the folks they claim they support and care about, as soon as you disagree with them, you'll find out who they really care about, which is themselves. So now this dude being liberal, he still now got thrown into the same category as us white nationalists, us, racists, us KKK members, us sellouts, and all of that stuff. So when will folks learn that these people, these politicians, only care about themselves in power? They will trample all over whoever they have to get what they need. And she is one of the #1 stunners. She's learned from the best, y'all. When you don't like what I say, I'll become the victim, even though I am one of the most pampered people, one of the most privileged people on the planet right now, but yet I'm still a victim. Then you don't deserve to be in that position. You ain't got what it takes to be tough. So let's go ahead and wrap this mess up because I'm about to criticize her too. Just like the man that they went and snooped around. I want to see him pull up the mouse. Excuse me. Oh, we didn't know you were black. This messes up everything. Can we rub your skin and see if that's makeup? Oh, he really is black? Oh, crap. We're in a conundrum. Here we go.
And the human rights of Israelis. We value the safety and the human rights of Palestinians in that process that is similar and that on equal footing. And so all of that is extremely important in that process.
I'm sorry, did anybody figure out the process? Equal rights, feelings, the how, the what, the when, the who, and we have to value everyone's opinions and feelings throughout that process. And it's all about settlements in the process and how to get to the process so we can solve the what and the who, the wow, and the too. So, do I pass? No. You get laughed at. In fact, you validate everything I've been saying about liberal politicians. They're politicians for nothing. They have liberal politician privilege, which allows them to say dumb stuff like that and not be criticized. They can say lies, propaganda, all of that stuff and have it all backed up and supported by the liberal media. And they're not required to solve problems. So here she is now trying to get out there and do what she don't know how to do. She should have stayed in that kitchen trying to figure out how to use that garbage disposal. But no, she had the nerve to jump out there with the big dogs, got exposed. But even worse than that, I am more concerned about the response to the criticism of her. That is dangerous. So now, do I fall into that category? If so, so what? I ain't scared. Now, when you get a chance, check out the full clip. Check out the full episode of Tucker Carlson. I'm sure you'll appreciate his opinion as well. Thanks for checking out my channel. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, hit that notification button. Those that have been supporting me through PayPal, those that have been supporting me through my Cash App, all of that stuff, man. Those that give in the super chat, I cannot tell you how much I appreciate it, because I'm going to tell you right now, they're gunning after me. Shoot. It's reasons like this that I'm still stuck at 195,000. And my videos are averaging 3,000 to 5,000 views, but yet I got 195,000 subscribers. Bull crap, man. God bless you. God bless America. Take care. Check out Extreme Teas, my sponsor. The link is below this video. If you click on it and put Kevin in the promo code, you'll get a 20% discount. And finally, don't forget to hit like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification button. And if you'd like to donate to Kevin and Kevin's Corner, there's links below this video to do that as well. Okay, God bless you and God bless America.